probably won't become an artist. And it sounds so weird because of everything that I've been through. And I still, work with my merch and other stuff. But when I really think about everything that I've been through and my whole drawing experience, yes, I'm drawing for merch right now. It's just come to my attention that I've never really identified myself as an artist. As in, yeah, sometimes I kind of have to say it because I'm into art. It just makes it easier. I've taken commissions before. I've done animations before, animatics, all that stuff. But I just don't see myself becoming someone who quote unquote becomes an artist. Like, it's just so weird to say this because the amount of art block I've had is crazy. Because for the past, I don't know, like, it's weird. Like, it disrupted me for 6 months once, and then I got back into it, and I drew for months on end, and it's just weird. But I don't think I will ever become an artist. And it's not even me trying to just try to sound like really, like, oh, I really don't want to become an artist. It's not like that. It's like you could be good at what you do, but it's not what you want to be known as. So I say I'm an animator, or I say that I'm someone who likes to either yap or do whatever. But when it comes to art, I've had a very, very complex relationship with it. And I don't know if anyone else feels the same. Like, you just kind of draw because you draw. It doesn't feel like you're an artist, and it doesn't feel like you're going to post your artwork. It doesn't feel like you're going to necessarily present yourself as an artist. And it's been so weird for me because that's why I've become so hesitant to even acknowledge myself as one. Even back when I used to make comics, which were corny, when I think about the very first ones I did, um, yeah, I don't know why I was so shy to tell people, oh, I'm an artist. I'd prefer to say I like to draw and I like to get so and so done, but I just don't see myself in the long run being an artist. So maybe with commissions, maybe with animated story times, and yeah, I guess people call me an artist from that, but it's just a weird thing. I don't know if it's just me, but I personally just don't really call myself that. I just kind of go with the flow and see where it takes me. And I know some people wanted to see me draw, and I decided to do a live drawing. The truth is, guys, I didn't have space on my storage. Wait, what? No, I didn't have space. Yes, on my storage, and I meant to say on my tablet. And this ruined me like for a while. I wanted to make these kind of videos a while ago, but I didn't have storage. So I finally did, and you guys are seeing me draw. This is live, by the way. Depending on how long this video is, it might be sped up. Some bits would be edited because I unfortunately went to other apps, and that's always fun when you're recording. Very suspicious that it happens very frequently when I'm recording. But yeah, I just don't see myself with a bright future as an artist. Also, my posture is in pain. My back has been aching so freaking bad. And, I've been doing stretches. They do help, but you have to do them almost instantaneously. It just has to, you just have to keep moving when you draw and when you just do all this kind of stuff. And it sucks. Like, it doesn't just take a part of you. It literally does take a part of you. It just makes you feel like you have to do all these kind of things. But anyway, yeah, that's basically what I wanted to get at. Like, art block sucks, and I've just had an identity crisis with drawing. That's why it's such something I have such a love-hate relationship with. Because once upon a time, I did so many animated story times. That was what I wanted to do. And then when I really made this, I was thinking, okay, I'm not convincing anyone, but I'm not even convincing myself that I don't like to draw. Of course I do. And I come back to it no matter how annoying the journey can be. But that's the thing. It's been something that has been so ingrained in me. I just can't forget about drawing. And it's something that I also don't like to identify doing like what the heck is up with me. So that's just something that has bugged me. Like, who doesn't want to be known as an artist? I don't know why I have such a love-hate relationship with that term. So for anyone who's watching this, I know I may have okay drawing skills, and I can admit that my drawing skills are decent. I mean, I am supposed to be a pro at this stuff. I literally worked as a comic artist. Um, and yeah, I do understand that. But sometimes, even if you're good at something, it doesn't equate to you being happy. And I want to say that if you're an artist and you know what you're getting yourself into and you enjoy it, I pray that enjoyment stays with you. Because for me, as much as I liked it too, I used to wonder why people gave up art. Like, I remember growing up, I knew about talented people who had so much potential as an artist. And I was thinking to myself, why didn't you become an artist? Because I was so little, I didn't understand during then. I was like thinking, dude, no one, like, everyone who has a brain would say, okay, you're going to be an artist and you are going to be an artist. Like, that's who you're meant to be. That's how I felt as a kid because I saw some people who were so good at something. And I'm just thinking, you've got to be. And it's not me being strict and saying you can't do what you want to do, but they were damn talented. Like, you won a freaking competition and you're telling me you didn't become an artist. But then I grew up to realize that their decision actually was mature. Being an artist doesn't always have the best future. And I want to tell you this, okay? Because you need someone like me to say it. Being an artist is really like, I don't know how to explain it. Like winning the lottery, I guess. So with everything, there is obviously going to be good people, bad people, whatever it is, right? Like everything's about skill at the end of the day and strategy. But with art, it's very hard to get yourself a platform. Like my artist friends who I know are benefiting full time, it took them about a decade to actually get themselves a platform, or it took them at least 5 years to get their commissions running securely. And I was thinking, bro, that's not even, they even tell me this themselves. They do it as a side hustle, or they do it because they want to focus on other career paths, but this is not obviously what they rely on. So as an artist myself, it's not just about, okay, it's not just about the money, even though that is something everyone thinks about naturally, and it's valid because you think about the fact that, okay, everything has its time. Like you need to pay the bills somehow. You got to do something somehow, but you just got to know at the same time that, it really doesn't help unless you have a platform, unless you are going somewhere. That's another thing I noticed. Like even when I made comics, right? I didn't do it for a long period of time, but I saw some people just blew up. Like their art was so good. And then there's so many people I know that they've been on the craft for quite a few years and they're not going pretty much anywhere. So they just decided to do something like a 9 to 5 or something more full time. And that's completely fine. So I don't want to discourage anyone with that, but that is something that gets me as well. The job market is getting harder and harder each year. And this year is ridiculous, but as an artist, it is much harder. And the reason why I said you need someone like me to say it is because I'm an artist myself. I've worked as a comic artist, by the way, guys. This wasn't voluntary. I actually did work as a comic artist. And it's something that I wanted to mention as well. So there's my primary experience and I'm telling you guys about all of this stuff. And it was demanding. Like I didn't have any freedom of what I wanted to do. I had to do what someone else wanted me to do. And, yeah. So before I worked on my own free projects, I had to do dumb prompts I wasn't even interested in. And it was something that was needed for preparation because you need to adapt to different storylines. With comics, you can't just do, like if I do rom-coms, because I love rom-coms, I can't just jump into two characters just going on a date. I have to obviously talk about everything in between. So that was something that you need a lot of patience for. And I'm not trying to kick anyone off by being an artist. Please don't think that I'm like, okay, reason you shouldn't be an artist. I'm just talking about why personally for me, it doesn't sound like the most rewarding thing. And I do have merch as well, which is hit or miss, but still, it's something. So I wouldn't completely say that it's a waste of time. If you can make it, that's amazing. If it's your passion, that's amazing. But ask yourself these realistic questions, like, is it going to help you get anywhere 5, 10 years down the line? And if not, you have to change your strategy, or you might even have to change it altogether. But it depends on what it is. So that's something else I noticed, like with the comics that I did. It wasn't ideal because I can't lie. I'm not very good at making my comics make sense back when I used to draw. So one of the issues that I have even to this day is I like to draw specific poses, specific expressions. So you can imagine how hard it was to adapt that into a comic. And I'm surprised they still let me on the job because I had to demonstrate certain things. But thankfully the prompt then was actually pretty lenient, but still. I really wanted to talk about this because I don't think enough people talk about the disadvantages of being an artist, especially on the internet. Now there's AI, there's people copying you, there's people that will even tell you that you're AI. Like someone who's watching this, okay, you can tell this is not traced. You can tell this is not AI. This is freaking ibis paint. And yeah, I don't use any professional softwares. I just use whatever is convenient. But yeah, like there's just so much out there and people use art for disgusting, horrible things. And that's another reason why I get scared to put my art out there. But I just remember I have a good incentive. And if people want to be weird, that's on them. It's not on me. You'll pay for it in another life. But honestly, I think that it really does bug me when people don't address how big of an issue this is. Because for me, it's something I once loved. It wasn't something I saw that was coming, you know. I was just thinking to myself, I really love drawing. So wouldn't I naturally become an artist? But I just don't know why it didn't stick with me. I got art blocked so many times. I didn't like what I was drawing. And even if I did, I still didn't finish it. I thought maybe it was burnout. It's gotta be because I drew a lot. But when I took a break, I realized it wasn't even burnout. It's just this idea that maybe it's just not meant for me. And it's just so strange because maybe it's just a hobby, maybe it's a side hustle, maybe it's whatever, but I don't know why I felt inclined to make a video like this because this is not what I usually do. But that's the thing. I really wanted to get my point across as visually as I can. So, am I the only one who feels this way? Like, it's not just a hobby, but I'm still doing something from it. But I still refuse to call myself an artist. It's so freaking weird. Maybe I would say it online on social media for simplicity's sake, in case anyone discovers that, but I prefer to say animator, and I don't know. Something about it feels so gray to me. Like, it does exist, of course, the idea of it. It does feel possible, but something in me just keeps telling me that this is a waste of time. Like, not to do it. There's a really strong part of me that's just telling me that. So, I just want to know how you guys overcome these kind of thoughts. And it actually does bug me. Because how can you go from loving something to just, yeah, this is something that's not working? Like, there are times I genuinely despise drawing as well, which is really crazy. But yeah. I know this is a weird video, but I just wanted to get my thoughts across. So please let me know if I'm not the only one